franchise guy comes again with some brand new Madden 21 content. And I know Madden 21 on YouTube right now is not doing super great, not getting a ton of views, but we're getting some steady views. And if you're wondering, hey, why is everything so fast? Well, frankly, when I originally cut this was like a 6-minute long part of us just re-signing players. And I thought, wow, if I was watching a video and there was a 6-minute interlude of them signing players, I would not watch that, or I would just skip all the way through the video. So yeah, we cut out about 2.5, 3 to 4 minutes of nothing. So we speed up this 200 times normal clip speed, if base speed was, I guess, 100. So it's 2 times speed, more or less, actually, than not 200 times speed. But we have found a draft class, and I'm super happy that we found a draft class, because I was half tempted to either use a half-made that franchise guy draft class, Marcus from on Twitter, great guy, give him a follow. JLS 21 draft class. Look him up on YouTube. I forget exactly what YouTube is, but JLS draft class. I think you can probably find him on YouTube through that. But what we did find, though, just downloading and looking at random draft classes, we found a 2021 draft class. That's what's on Xbox, by the way. I'm talking about Xbox because I know PC has C4. PlayStation has Bengals, so those 2 platforms are covered. Xbox, though, seems like it's lacking substantially in this field. But 2021 draft class, no spaces, all caps, by Plank OG on Xbox in the draft class. I recommend him 100%. He doesn't have a Twitter listed. I tried to find him on Twitter, could not find him. I didn't look for a YouTube because I don't think he has a YouTube. But, yeah, no, I definitely recommend 400 prospects. Best on Xbox will update monthly. Yes, he has 400 prospects. You know, fullbacks, actually, I didn't look at, except with kickers and punters, because I wasn't going to draft a kicker or a punter. But I'm going to take his word that every other prospect was real, because what I did was I went through QBs, running backs, the whole lot, went to the last player on each of the draft class board, just looked them up highlights on YouTube, and guess what? Every player I looked up had highlights. They're all real people. When he says 400 prospects will update monthly, I back this man 100%. You know, he's got a Giants logo that says Avi on Xbox, which I'm not a fan of, but I guess I'll have to accept it because he's better than any of the other draft classes, hands down better than other draft classes that are currently available on Xbox. But that's my whole spiel for this draft class. We're getting into the draft after we get through free agency. Take a look at who's available. You got Jordan Jenkins, Jalen Richard, Keenan Cole, Kevin King, Daniels, Marquise Goodwin, Amu Kamara, Rashad Higgins, Shaquem Griffin, Solomon Thomas, which could be a good one, Tyrone Crawford. A lot of depth options. I don't see many, unless we're talking about the big name, top end guys like Trent Williams. I don't see many guys going to be starters on my team. You know, there's AJ Green, there's John Ross, but I feel like a lot of these guys too were. Like Cordell Patterson, he's not going to start. He's not going to be a starting running back now. He's going to be, special teams, a third down running back. AJ Green, though, 2 years, 7.5. He's 33, so he's going to get hit by regression super hard. But if they can get 1 year out of him and then we just cut him loose, then I think that could be a great play for us, because we're going into this draft with the number 1 overall draft pick, by the way. And guess who's going to be available at number 1 overall? Trevor Lawrence. So I don't think it's pretty crazy to assume that I'm going to be taking Trevor Lawrence first overall in this draft. Like, it is, I don't know. If I want to be, if I want to be edgy, I could probably take Justin Fields, maybe. I'm not sure if that quarterback out of North Carolina State's actually in this draft class. I didn't remember looking, or I didn't remember seeing him, but I could take him. But I think we're gonna stick in B. We're gonna stick to the big board and take none other than one Mr. Trevor Lawrence first overall. But take a look at everyone we're gonna offer some contracts to. Brand Sheriff. We have to have one key offensive lineman. We lost Trent Williams. Gotta keep someone at least. Kerrigan, giving him a big boy contract, 5 years, $7 million. I mean, he's gonna retire before those 5 years are up, which is what we're banking on at this point. But 101 points, try and get him in there. DJ Swearinger, no Gruden, no Dan Snyder. Let's bring back DJ Swearinger, a fan favorite. Philly Will. Gotta love me some Philly Will. Strong safety, 78 overall, 27. A 3-year deal. Brings him to 30. So right when he starts to regress. And if we can't draft a safety to replace Philly Will in the next 3 seasons, I feel like we have a bigger problem. But definitely he could be a decent starter for us until the meantime to try and find, a suitable replacement for Philly Will. And this was a late one. Awuzie was actually up there. No one had offered him a contract, and we had no money available, so guess what? I just threw whatever we had available up to him for a contract. But we did think about bringing Trent in. Did not bring him in, though. Kareem, I mean, you guys see a lot of players moving on to different places, and, Dante stays with, Dante stays with the Patriots. We lose Ryan Kerrigan, but we actually don't end up losing him because I want to be honest with you. I was fine with alright. It's a real shame we lost Ryan Kerrigan, but what happened was we did make an off-screen trade after. I think it was actually during the preseason games, so we made an off-screen trade. Took some plug-and-play players, took some guys that were on free agency that probably shouldn't be free agents. Philip Lindsay was there, a couple other people, so we ended up trading them for Ryan Kerrigan. So we do end up getting Kerrigan back, which is awesome, but I do want to bring that up that he is showing being on the Ravens, and when we do start next season, he is going to be a member of the Washington football team. Because he's just someone that I don't think would leave Washington. I think he's loyal to Washington. I think he would finish his entire career there. And my brother's a big Washington fan, so I'm pretty sure he'd be super upset with me if I let Kerrigan go. So we did get him back though. But Awuzie signs here, Sheriff signs here, AJ Green, John Walsh, Philly Will, Cordell Patterson, and DJ Swearinger are all coming here to Washington D.C. Now, round 1, pick 1, first overall. We have one man on our draft board. I'm not sure why the combine. Actually, I think I know why the combine grades are because we imported the draft class literally right before the draft. So we literally imported the screen right before. But Trevor Lawrence, hidden ability right there. I believe that ability that that flex he does right there. I believe that is the superstar X factor. But pick 2, round 2, pick 1. We have Rondale Moore available and Chuba Hubbard, but we're going to take Chuba Hubbard out of Oklahoma. 6-foot running back, star, Dev right here. That's going to be my guess right there with, the one-arm flex. I mean, as much as like Antonio Gibson. I mean, he's, 5'10"? I mean, give me a little bigger of a back right here, please. A little higher overall, too. He's going to be our starting running back week 1. And we're taking a linebacker. Because unlike Philadelphia, we would take a quarterback second round. No. We would be taking Jeremiah right here because our linebacking core is Cole Holcomb. And that's it. We don't have any other linebackers. So we're taking Jeremiah here to be a young linebacker to pair him up with Cole Holcomb. Build around what we already have. Alright? But, round 3, pick 1. Chris Olive, Amon St. Ra, Justin Ross, 6'4", and Tutu Atwell. But I think we're going to size here. A future number 1 running back, a future number 1 receiver, Justin Ross at 6'4" out of Clemson. Yeah. That's a superstar wide receiver right there. So, Trevor Lawrence, definitely superstar X Factor. Justin Ross here, superstar wide receiver, baby. What a great pickup. Now, pick 17 of the third round. I believe this is part of the Landon Collins trade. But we're looking at Liam Eichenberg right here for that offensive line. And only a normal dev, 70 overall. That pass protector, I'm sorry, that is not a good pass protector rating for a tackle. Maybe a guard, but not a tackle. Go back to the linebacker for Baron Browning. 22 years old, run stopper out of Ohio State. Not great. 70 normal. Could be worse, though. I mean, could definitely be worse. They could all be worse. I'm on St. Ross still on the board, but not liking the fact that we drafted a bad tackle. I mean, the linebackers are still looking pretty weak. We still have wide receivers. We have 11 wide receivers. They're C-ranked. I mean, I think we're going to go Dylan Radnas here, and that's not what you want. 6'6", 308, worse pass protecting than the guy before him, Eichenberg. So we're not drafting tackles here, we're drafting guards. You know, Tutu Atwell, 5'9", deep threat. I think he's going to be a good return guy for us. So definitely look to, make him a great return guy. And on the 6th round, pick 1, Adam Anderson, Anthony Schwartz. Schwartz, definitely the fastest guy in this draft with 90-something odd speed, which is awesome. But Adam Anderson, linebacking core, that's what we need. Good value pick, good depth guy, but I don't see Anderson actually probably being a starter. 6th round, pick 24, Anthony Schwartz, I think is going to be our guy to go to here. Definitely the fastest guy in this draft. He does have like 97 speed. Deep threat out of Auburn. Yeah. Dude's a burner. Only 6 foot though. If he was like 6'4", he would kill it. 7th round, we take Lorenzo Neal's son. So Lorenzo Neal Jr. out of Purdue's defensive tackle. He's not going to start with us. He's just going to be... honestly, we're just drafting him because he's the son of an NFL player. We're going to stick him behind, the middle of our, defensive line. He'll be a good rotational piece in there. But take a look at the full draft board for everyone. Feel free to pause, take a look at everyone, go through all 7 rounds, all the picks. So I guarantee you go through all these players. All of these players will be real players, guys. So I am definitely recommending it. If you're on Xbox and you watch my content and you either skip to the end to see the draft, or you watch all, I guess, 13 minutes, because it doesn't show, because I start, I don't count the intro. If you watch all 13 minutes and you've gotten here, if you go through this and you put in on YouTube all of these players, they will all have highlights, because they are all real players. And, and I cannot stress how much, this draft class, how awesome this draft class is. And I'm pretty sure he has 2022 up, which we're going to be using for the draft class for season number 2 of this series. And I believe he also has a 2023 draft class up. I'm not entirely sure about 2023 yet. We'll get back to you on that one. But Plant OG on Xbox for draft classes is the move to go to right now. And if you just see the, how stacked this draft class is with names, you're not gonna have another thought about it. But if you enjoyed this episode, hit that like button, comment down below, and text some YouTube dub. Peace out, rock on, and have a great day.